What's up everyone, this is FPSticks bringing you a super exciting video today, recapping the first ever FPSticks Battle Royale tournament. This tournament was in the Voyager Cup format, which is this month's Silpharina Cup format. And we had some of the best trainers in the world participate, as well as some people that have never done a live remote tournament like this before. So it was really cool to see the diversity in skill levels. We had over 160 people interested in this, and then once everyone got checked in and the tournament finally got started, we had over 100 people participating in this tournament. So very massive tournament. CCO actually swept this 7-round tournament 7-0, so huge shout out to him. And I thought we'd just take a look at my run through of the tournament here. I made some mistakes as usual. As I was kind of running this thing, obviously I didn't have any impact in the decisions that were made by the moderators or anything to keep it fair, but I had to say my mind was not totally focused on the battles, because when you're running a tournament this large, there's always going to be some lag disputes and things that the moderators have to take care of. So huge shout out to my moderator team for helping run this thing and taking a lot of the stress off of me so I could somewhat focus on the battles here. But I'm rolling with this team of Hypno, Azumarill, Tropius, Probopass, Alolan Muck, and Toxicroak. I think it's okay. I'm still not totally certain if this is going to be the team that I'm running for regionals, but we can kind of see how some of this stuff plays out. My first opponent is up against Oscar F here. Looks like I'm going with Probopass, Toxicroak, and Hypno for this first round. Probopass is going to do decent against the Altaria for sure, so I call his lead right there. Very favorable for me. I'm expecting a switch out. I'm very surprised that he's staying in here. Out comes Azumarill. I'm going to dump a Thunderbolt on this Azumarill first, because the two things that I have in the back aren't the greatest response there. I know Toxicroak can tank an Ice Beam from Azumarill, but I will shield this up. And I was stupid and I kind of overfarmed here a little bit, but I am going to let this Ice Beam come through and just go straight Mud Bomb here. I'm trying to threaten a shield, but Mud Bomb is not going to be enough to take it out, and then I'm actually able to counter it down, which is good for me. Even though I'm down a shield, so much of this Voyager Cup is all based on alignment. Like, can you get your hard counters aligned against the correct Pokemon? So I was okay committing a shield in there to ensure that my Probopass can now come back out against this Altaria again. Again, I'm expecting the switch out, but they were staying in here, so you saw me overfarm a little bit, and now I'm going to throw the Rock Slide. I get the last shield, really good for me. And in the back is Haunter, so my Hypno with the shield is going to be able to take out this Haunter. I'm hoping that only one Shadow Punch comes through, but I need this Confusion to register here. And it does, and I'm able to take out the Haunter. Really good for me. Sky Attack is going to be coming through. Shields are down. It's not going to be enough to take out Hypno. Hypno is extremely bulky. The Confusion damage really adds up. I'm running Thunder Punch and Shadow Ball on my Hypno here, so I will hit for super effective damage on Azumarill, and Shadow Ball is really nice against those ghost types and for the mirror matchup. So Probopass comes out. This Rock Slide is going to be able to take out that Altaria. I take the first match there. Looks like I'm going Azumarill, Alolan Muck, and Toxicroak. I do need to look out for that Sunny Cherrim. I'm expecting that thing to come out at some point in time here. That thing is really spammy and really annoying to deal with. With that Bullet Seed damage, or the Bullet Seed fast move, generates energy very quickly. And it has access to the Weather Ball, Fire Weather Ball, so you hit super effective damage on the other grass types and Registeel. So we're in this Azumarill mirror matchup here. Again, these aren't super interesting to watch. If they are running Play Rough, they have the advantage, but it looks like they're running the same moveset as me. So I use my Alolan Muck as a safe swap here. I'm surprised that they're staying in. Okay, out comes Melmetal. But the thing with Melmetal in Great League especially, it is very glassy. Look at how much damage that one Dark Pulse did, and because I overfarmed so much on that Azumarill, I'm going to be able to threaten a shield here. I get a shield. Now, most likely going to shield this up because I want to maintain switch advantage. And they are actually going for superpower, which is less energy, but it constantly debuffs them the more that they use it. So there is a case to be made that they could go straight rock slide there, but I did have a significant energy advantage. I'm able to regain that secondary matchup and regain control of this match. Out comes Haunter. These snarls are doing a lot of damage, and this Dark Pulse would absolutely one-shot this Haunter, but they're going for a very aggressive farm down. I don't want that to happen, so I switch in my Azumarill immediately, go for this Ice Beam, but it's not actually enough to take out the Haunter. I had a Hydro Pump stored up, but I panicked and clicked the Ice Beam, so bad play on my part, but the Haunter still goes down. I'm barely able to get this Ice Beam off on my Azumarill. And then they bubble me down. I have my own Toxicroak in the back. I still have a shield, so this is going to be a pretty confident win here. I could even just counter this down, but no matter what this is, I am going to shield this up. If they double Ice Beam, that is okay. We know that Toxicroak can tank an Ice Beam, but it would not appreciate a Hydro Pump, that's for sure. So I'm able to take that second game. Going into the third game here, going with a Hypno lead, and then a Alolan Muck and a Azumarill in the back. This line of three is kind of weak to Melmetal, so this is a favorable lead for me. I can just go straight Thunder Punch here and win out this scenario. The thing with Confusion as the fast move is it's very slow. It's a 4-turn fast move, so I'm always trying to sneak in a Confusion whenever they throw a charge move as much as possible, so that's why you see me over farming a lot in these scenarios, because if I can get 1 or 2 extra Confusions in, it's really going to have a big impact on the outcome of this mirror match. I commit both shields there, and then they switch out. We actually make a simultaneous swap there. I was going to switch into my Azumarill anyways to catch the charge move, and they switched into their Altaria. So this is actually really nice for me. It allows my Hypno and my Alolan Muck to avoid this Altaria. Really good for me. Altaria goes down. Out comes their Azumarill again. I'm wondering what could be in the back if they choose to mirror with their Azumarill here. It could be Haunter. It could be Toxicroak, maybe. It's Melmetal in the back. Very interesting. I'm surprised they didn't bring it out right away. So I'm just going to get my Alolan Muck on this and pressure shields. Now again, since shields are down here, I would definitely go straight Rock Slide so I wouldn't constantly be debuffing myself here. Because you can see the second superpower really does significantly less damage, and these Dark Pulses are just going to absolutely wreck the Melmetal now that its defense has been dropped. Let's see how much damage this Dark Pulse does here. Wow, it totally shredded the Melmetal because of that defense drop. Good game there. We're going up against Aslan7Z in round number 2. His team really gave me problems. He's rocking a Shadow Victory Bell, and this Shadow Gardevoir is insane. So I definitely make some mistakes in this matchup. So let's kind of watch this back and see what I could have done differently, because this guy kicked my butt. So the thing with Shadow Gardevoir, it's very glassy, but it is fully committing to just shredding my Tropius with Charm, and it's very loaded on energy. So I get both shields in that opening matchup, but I lose the lead. So at this point, it possibly could have been smarter to bring out my own Muck to absorb this Shadow Ball, but I do shield that up. Out comes Azumarill. So I'm going to bring out my own Muck here. I'm wondering what they have in the back. I will shield up this Ice Beam. Overfarming just a little bit here. Going for the Sludge Wave. Muck would win the CMP tie. Sludge Wave is not enough to take out this Azumarill. Hopefully this is just another Ice Beam, but it's a Hydro Pump, so the Azumarill barely doesn't take out my Muck, and then, yikes, this is really bad. I need to commit to sparking down the Azumarill. I'm able to do it. They have their own Gardevoir come back out again. So I'm wondering what could be in the back that they're afraid of my Probopass, and it's their own Probopass because I'm so down in energy here, and I'm running Thunderbolt instead of Magnet Bomb. I'm not going to be able to win out this matchup. So I did not bring a good enough answer to Probopass in that line of 3. That Shadow Victory Bell really has me worried to bring in my Azumarill. And the Shadow Gardevoir and the Gallade really keep my Toxicroak kind of on the bench there. I'm pretty sure even that Shadow Victory Bell would shred my Toxicroak from how much damage the Razor Leafs do. So I lose that first game. Man, I really did not know how to handle this Shadow Gardevoir here. They lead the Victory Bell. Very favorable lead for me. I'm surprised that they are staying in here. So now they switch out into Azumarill, which is still a favorable matchup for my Tropius. So no sense in me switching out here before I throw some Leaf Blade pressure. The Ice Beam is going to do a lot of damage to Tropius, so I will shield this up. And the fact that they committed a shield is very interesting to me. Because we already know that Tropius is good against the Victory Bell, and Tropius is also good against Azumarill. So what could they possibly have in the back that they want to be avoided by Tropius? Overfarming here just a little bit. I do not want to get hit by another Ice Beam. I'm definitely in range of being taken out by an Ice Beam. Barely able to get to this Leaf Blade here. So that Azumarill got rid of both my shields, but it still went down. Out comes a Victory Bell again. What in the world? So this is only going to be a Leaf Blade here, which is double resisted. And I'm going to commit to the farm down. What is in the back? It's Gallade. Okay, fair enough. I definitely could have went for Aerial Ace here because it would have hit for super effective, but instead I'm just going to double Leaf Blade and this should be enough to take out Gallade. So my one Tropius swept his entire line of 3. But let's see how I screw this up in the third game. Man, I'm expecting that Shadow Gardevoir to come back out. So I lead Probopass. But in this line of 3 again, I don't have an answer for their own Probopass, which is my big mistake, I'm pretty sure, in this match. So they switch out into their own Probopass, and then I'm sitting here like, oh no, I don't know what to do in this scenario. Maybe I'll just chip down this Probopass a little bit and then bring out my Alolan Muck onto it, or bring out my Tropius onto it just to get it in Leaf Blade range. I don't know, but my Tropius has so many positive matchups against the rest of his team, I have to preserve that. And while I'm thinking through all these decisions, I'm sitting here and my Probopass, which is my biggest counter to the Gardevoir, is just getting melted away. I even have to commit a shield here. Bad plays. Now I bring out my Alolan Muck. Slow to the switch. I'm going to have to eat a Rock Slide here. Man. Which does a lot of damage. Out comes the Gardevoir again. And the Charms are just completely chunking away. Dark Pulse is going to hit for neutral, and it would do a lot. I'm not able to get off a second Dark Pulse. So at this point, I'm like, oh my gosh. Did I just totally throw this match? Because I allowed my only hard wall to this Gardevoir to get chipped down so much. Oh man, I lose the CMP here. I do commit my last shield here. This Rock Slide is going to be able to take out this Gardevoir. Shields are down. They still have the Probopass though. And they brought in a Alolan Muck to threaten my Tropius. So bad team comp on my part. If I would have had Toxicroak in the back instead of Tropius, this would have been a different game. I would have had an answer to their Probopass and the Alolan Muck. But they're going to very confidently take this game here. Man, unfortunate. This person was very excited when they beat me, so they must have been a huge fan. Shout out to them. Round 3 is against Jiggly Dad, another really great content creator on Twitch. Make sure to go check him out over there. This is actually a favorable lead for Hypno just because of how much pure damage these confusions do. So judging by the fact that he's staying in here, I think he's just trying to sacrifice his Haunter here. I do win the lead advantage. I am down a shield, and just from the Shadow Claw damage, my Hypno is at half health. Out comes Ferrothorn, which I think is a really solid pick as a grass type. With that grass and steel subtyping, you double resist other grass types. You are double weak to fire, so you need to watch out for that. But you're only taking neutral damage from flying attacks. And you have Bullet Seed as the fast moves for very quick energy generation. Grass Knot hits like a truck, and you also have access to Thunder to threaten those flying types. So Ferrothorn, very interesting pick. I was expecting the Thunder to come through. It does about half health. I don't want to get too greedy here and be hit by another Thunder, because man, that Ferrothorn is putting in work here. Down goes the Ferrothorn. Toxicroak in the back. So I'm just throwing the Dark Pulse here to chip away at this Toxicroak. My Hypno is gone. Actually, I'm totally trying to get off another Dark Pulse. I was hoping to catch a Mud Bomb, which I'm really hoping that this still is a Mud Bomb, and it is a Mud Bomb. Thank goodness my Azumarill absorbs that. Now, no matter what, I'm going to shield this up, and I have to commit to the fast move farm down here. I do shield up the Sludge Bomb, so the Toxicroak is only going to be able to maybe get to another Mud Bomb, but it doesn't happen. Good first game there. Gonna lead Azumarill with Toxicroak and Probopass in the back. The Lapras does have me worried. So this is actually in the 2-shield scenario. Toxicroak can go straight Sludge Bomb. Who would have thought that Toxicroak, a fighting type, counters Azumarill? It's kind of crazy to think about. This matchup is even more favorable if the Toxicroak successfully baits with the Mud Bombs like he does there. So this is quickly turning into a bad scenario for me, but he switches out there even though he had that matchup in his favor. I'm going to tank this Thunder. It does a lot of damage. These counters are hitting for super effective on this Ferrothorn, and this Mud Bomb is going to hit for neutral. He doesn't opt to shield it, and I'm able to counter it down before he can throw off another charge move. Really good for me. I've regained switch advantage in this matchup. Out comes Altaria. I'm able to get a Sludge Bomb off as a parting gift, but we brought in Probopass in this line of 3. Probopass doesn't need shields. Probopass doesn't need nothing, man. Comes out, you can absorb all this damage from the Altaria. And then I quickly bring out my Azumarill, really hoping that I successfully caught the Mud Bomb there, which I was able to do. Going for the Ice Beam here just to pressure shields, and it actually would be enough to take out the Toxicroak at that range. I cannot allow my Probopass to get aligned with this Toxicroak even for a couple seconds. So I do commit a shield there. Going for the Ice Beam, this is going to be able to take out the Toxicroak. And again, we know I have my Probopass in the back, which is absolutely going to shred that Altaria. How have the Voyager Cups been going for you guys? It's very hard to decide on a team. Every team's going to have its own set of weaknesses, and again, you kind of just need to practice with it and learn how to play around some of those things. But I've been liking this team for the most part. This is a decent lead for me. I'm going to be hitting for super effective with all of my moves, while the Lapras is only going to be hitting for super effective with its Surf charge move there, which does a considerable amount of damage. And then he switches out there. I got nervous that this was a Toxicroak, so I just threw a move. Oh, that was really dumb. So I farmed up a little bit extra. I bring out my Toxicroak onto this Ferrothorn, but I do need to look out for that Lapras in the back. That Thunder did a lot of damage. The counter damage is adding up here. I do get a shield, which is really good for me. At this point, I can mirror shields on this Ferrothorn, counter it down. I still have a little bit of stored energy. Is the Altaria going to come out? Is Haunter going to come out? It's their own Toxicroak, so this Mud Bomb is going to do so much damage if it goes unshielded. It lands, and that essentially almost one-shots their Toxicroak. I have Hypno to absorb all of this energy that the Toxicroak is going to throw at me. And then we know they have Lapras in the back. Thunder Punch is going to be hitting super effective on it. He did make a very fast swap out there, so the Toxicroak didn't take any damage from the confusion. So really good move there. I'm bringing out my Probopass, which is stored up on energy. This Rock Slide is going to hit for super effective. Almost takes it out. I'm able to spark down the Lapras. Toxicroak is going to come back out, and we simultaneously faint. Good games there, Jiggly Dad. Round 4 is up against You're Not Jessica. I've actually played this person in a decent amount of tournaments. So, unbelievably horrible lead for me. You saw me get one counter and then switch out. Again, I'm trying to maximize my energy generation, and the confusion damage doesn't register until 4 turns. So if you can be smooth with your switches, you can gain free energy without taking damage there. I have been enjoying using Alolan Muck as a safe switch, but not when it gets stuck against a Toxicroak like this, man. This is not super great. So I get a shield from them, which is really good for me. This Toxicroak is barely able to outpace me to these Mud Bombs. I was just happy that I was able to draw a shield from the Toxicroak. I know that they still have their own Hypno, so I'm kind of worried about how I'm going to manage this situation. Okay, right there, because they gave up switch advantage, this won me the match. Because otherwise they would have had their alignment perfect, but they just didn't want their Toxicroak to be farmed down, I guess. But this allowed my Toxicroak to get switch locked on their Registeel and allowed it to avoid the Hypno. So this is totally... it's still going to be difficult for me to win this. I do need to successfully shield bait them and shield up the Shadow Ball. So I do shield up the Shadow Ball. Really good for me. I'm hoping that I get a shield here. They don't shield it up. They call my bluff. Oh, man. So we're over farming here. I know the Shadow Ball is going to be coming through. There's the Shadow Ball. It's not enough to take me out, though. I'm really hoping that they shield this charge move up. I do get a shield, really good for me. Out comes the Toxicroak. I was expecting the switch out. It gave me just enough energy to hit the Shadow Ball. I should not have won this game. I should not have won that game. But everything just worked out perfectly. Wow, that was crazy close. Okay, I'm going with the Tropius lead, hoping to see their Hypno or Azumarill or Toxicroak or Meganium. 4 decent matchups there. That is not one of them. That is the worst possible matchup. So I got to get out of there. But I don't have the best responses for this. So I bring out my Muck. I'm going to let this go through. It is a Focus Blast. It does so much damage. They are staying in this matchup. Okay, now they switch out into their own Alolan Muck. Nice play. But the good thing is that my Tropius and my Azumarill now get to avoid this Alolan Muck. And the fact that they brought out their own Alolan Muck makes me think that they might have Meganium in the back. They might have Hypno in the back. Both of those things are pretty weak to Alolan Muck. So I did commit a shield here. I'm actually committing 2 shields here because I want them to start getting rid of their shields or just completely give up switch advantage. So I get 1 shield there, which is really good for me. Now I make a sacrificial swap into my Azumarill to catch this Dark Pulse. Really good for me. Out comes Registeel. This is amazing because Azumarill is an even better counter to Registeel than my Muck is. They do still have a shield though, which is not good. I really need this Hydro Pump to connect. Are we going to get the last shield here? Oh man, they shielded up. I did not want that to happen. I am in Flash Cannon range. Barely not, and then they're able to lock on farm me down, which is even worse actually, but oh man. This is a tough scenario right here. I'm bringing out my Muck because I have a Dark Pulse loaded. Gonna get this Dark Pulse off. And then immediately switch into my Tropius. It's a Hypno in the back. We know that they are running Thunder Punch and Shadow Ball, the same moveset that I'm running here. So nothing's gonna hit me for super effective. I do need to leave this matchup with some stored energy, but we know that their own Alolan Muck is out of energy because it dumped that Dark Pulse into my Azumarill. So I do have to tank this Shadow Ball. The confusion damage hurts so much. I have to commit to the fast move, feint down. What is going to come out? It's the Muck, but I can't afford to get snarled down. So I throw the Leaf Blade. Out comes Registeel. I'm not able to get the Leaf Blade off. Oh, man. So close. So close. Yeah, I guess, man. I don't know if I would have been able to air slash down that Muck before it snarled me down. We were both so low in health. It was a tough call, and I had to make one, and I don't know if it was the correct one. But we're going to a game 3 here. Let's see how this plays out. Azumarill against Hypno. So not the best matchup, but still playable on my end of things. If I can land a Hydro Pump, it's absolutely amazing. I'm most likely going to get a shield here, though. They have a lot of energy stored up. Yep, it does go shielded. This Thunder Punch is going to chip away, for sure. Oh, no, they're running Psyshock Shadow Ball. Whoa. Psyshock Shadow Ball. So they're not hitting me for super effective with the Thunder Punches. Oh, man, I can't remember the energy amount on Psyshock versus Thunder Punch, but I was able to take out that opening matchup, which is totally fine by me. Yes, this Azumarill is going to come out. Okay, it totally could have committed to the bubble farm down there, which I thought it was going to do. But instead it just goes for Ice Beam, and it doesn't even want to take a Hydro Pump. So I bring out my Alolan Muck. And since we know... I brought out my Muck because... we know that the Hypno is gone. And so whatever is in the back, my Toxicroak is going to do decent against. It's either the Registeel, the Toxicroak, it's their own Alolan Muck. Exactly why I brought out my own Muck on that Azumarill there. So this is very favorable for me. I get the last shield, and I don't need to shield up any of these moves, but I shield it up anyways. Okay. And then I go for the Mud Bomb here. I guess I want to keep my Toxicroak at as full health as possible. And then I counter down the Azumarill, and I'm able to take that. Good games there. Okay, going against Bluego for the 5th round. I believe he's also a content creator on YouTube, so feel free to check him out. In this first game, he encountered some lag, and we actually had to dispute this with the moderators. So we'll just watch how this play out, and then I'll give a little background with that as well. So this is not the best matchup for me here, but if I can land a Shadow Ball, it's going to do a lot of damage. So I'm going to try to shield bait with my own Thunder Punch here. I do get a shield, really good for me. I'm going to bring out my Alolan Muck as the switch in here. This Thunder Punch is going to do a decent amount of damage, so I will commit a shield right there. I have a very loaded Muck here. I'm going to be going straight Dark Pulse here. Since I have such a significant energy advantage, this is actually a pretty decent matchup for me. So throwing the Dark Pulses. That one connects as well. So you can see it looks like he's missing a couple of lock-ons. That was the case that he made, and we definitely saw that he was missing a couple of lock-ons for sure. So I get the last shield right there. Focus Blast is not going to be enough to take me out. I survive with a sliver of health. Out comes my Toxicroak, and I'm able to counter down the Registeel. So I still have my Muck in the back. Out comes Mantine. Shields are down, so I need to hit the Sludge Bomb before these Bubble Beam debuffs happen. The Sludge Bomb does connect. Now, Ice Beam is going to do a lot of damage, but he goes straight for the Bubble Beam here, maybe trying to shield bait me. I'm not able to get to this next Sludge Bomb here. It's just another Bubble Beam, but now I'm able to hit this Sludge Bomb, and it is enough to take out the Mantine. I still have a shield. Out comes that Alolan Raichu. It still has a lot of energy. I shield up this Thunder Punch. And then we CMP tie here. I'm like, oh man, if this Thunder Punch takes me out, this is going to suck. I barely survive, and I'm able to get off this Shadow Ball and take this game. So the dispute was the fact that he was lagging and missed out on a couple of those lock-ons made him lose the CMP on the focus blast, and which caused him to commit his last shield. The moderators decided that that didn't affect the overall outcome of the match, and so the match stood as it was there. Again, I had no influence on the decision there from the moderators because that would be completely unfair and biased. But it took like 15 to 20 minutes for them to review that footage and decide on the outcome because the video had to upload and all this stuff. So at this point, we're going into the game 2 here, and we are already kind of holding up the tournament because of that dispute. So we're just going to play out game 2 here. My Toxicroak on the Mantine, not ideal. I'm assuming this is going to be a Bubble Beam. Yeah, he likes to go straight Bubble Beam in this matchup. This is just going to be another Bubble Beam. It's still not going to be enough to take me out. So all that really did was debuff my Toxicroak, not draw any shields. And I'm still up a shield. The Mantine's able to bubble me down. So it does have stored energy. It's probably going to come out and debuff whatever I bring out here. So I'm totally okay with him dumping all this energy and bubble beaming down my Azumarill because I'm just going to swap anyways and clear these debuffs. I'm actually going to try to get this Hydro Pump off on this Alolan Raichu first. It's still going to do a lot of damage. Yeah, he lets it go through. And then I go for the combo with my own Alolan Muck. I cleared my debuff on my Azumarill. Dark Pulse would have been enough to take out that Alolan Raichu. I still have 2 shields, so I will commit one right there. The Snarls are chunking down this Raichu. He's not able to get off another move. My Muck has a decent amount of energy right here. I go straight for the Dark Pulse on whatever comes in. It's the Mantine. This is just enough to take it out. And Registeel in the back. I'm barely able to get to this Dark Pulse, and this is going to do a lot of damage. Able to take it out there. Good game there. And that was only the second game. And so the third match, I just gave him the win for the third match because I felt bad for how long that lag dispute took. We wanted to keep the tournament moving because everyone was waiting on us. So good games there, Bluego. Going into the 5th round here. No, the 6th round. 5th round, I think. Up against J. Ruiz R12. So the Marowak, Probopass versus Alolan Marowak. This is a rank 1 Probopass, so I feel pretty confident in the IVs. He did just get a Fire Spin in between there, which is not super great. Going straight for the Rock Slide, this is either going to draw a shield or take out this Alolan Marowak. So I bring out my own Alolan Muck to very aggressively farm that down. Its Altaria comes out. But a loaded Alolan Muck up 2 shields. The Sludge Wave connects, which is amazing. This Altaria is very close to Dark Pulse range. I think it is in Dark Pulse range right now. And I get to these Dark Pulses very quickly. You see me over farming here. The Dragon Breath damage is chipping away a lot. I get the last shield, and I'm able to get off another Dark Pulse. So this regains switch advantage for me. And I'm up a shield, so it's looking pretty good. I know they still have the Alolan Marowak. Out comes the Azumarill. If I can land, okay. Out comes the Alolan Marowak. They dump their energy here, so I'm totally okay with this. I'm going to bring out my Hypno, farm this thing down. And I still have a shield, so I just need to correctly shield up the Hydro Pump, and I'm totally okay. Pretty sure even if they bait me, I'm okay. It's an Ice Beam bait. That's fine. I'm not in Hydro Pump range. Again, you see me over farming here. I was hoping that they would throw another charge move so I could try to sneak in a confusion, but I'm just going to go straight Thunder Punch here. I am able to piggyback another Thunder Punch, which is good for me. No bubble went through. I'm expecting this to be the Hydro Pump, but it's not going to be enough to take out my Hypno. And then I'm going to be able to confusion it down. Good first game there. They are running a Dugong, which is very interesting. So my Tropius does need to avoid that. This is not a good lead for me. So I'm going to switch into my Muck. I know that I still have Tropius in the back. That's going to be a good response to this Meganium. Very surprised that they're staying in here. They bait me with Frenzy Plant. Really good play. Right. I should have baited with Dark Pulse. The fact that they're wanting to stay in here means that they want this Alolan Muck gone. So, mistake on my part. I did not read my opponent very well. They are really staying in here. Double baits me with Frenzy Plant. And I go for the freaking Sludge Wave again. I could have saved 2 Snarls worth of energy if I would have double Dark Pulsed. Now the Earthquake is going to be coming through. So they really wanted that Alolan Muck gone. But Tropius is going to come out and have a farm party with this thing. Nothing Meganium hits me with is going to do like any damage. Alolan Marowak comes out. So I go for the Aerial Ace. I should have just kept all of that energy. That was stupid of me to dump that energy. I should have just swapped into my Probopass right off the bat. Rock Slide takes out the Marowak. I should have over-farmed in that matchup too. Oh man, because the Meganium Earthquakes my Probopass. And what's in the back? What is in the back, man? Is it the Altaria? What is it? Oh, it's the Azumarill. So I'm like, oh, there's a chance that I can win this. But my Tropius is in Ice Beam range. They get a bubble in between these Leaf Blades. I think that's what cost me the game right there. Nah, I wouldn't have been able to get to another Leaf Blade anyways. Man, Azumarill in the Zero Shield scenario when my Hypno, or when my Tropius only had half health. That was brutal. Alright, going with a Hypno lead here. Has decent matchups across the board. I do need to look out for the Alolan Marowak, which is right there. Another horrible lead. How do I play out this scenario? So I'm staying in here. I just want to get a shield off of him. They bait me with Bone Club. Really good play. I'm going straight for Shadow Ball. I really hope this connects. I get a shield. Okay, I'm going to switch into my Alolan Muck now. I am so hoping this is a Shadow Ball. No! They were going to bait me anyways. Great play. Okay, out comes the Altaria, but I definitely have less health and less energy this time around. The Sludge Wave connects again. So most likely I'm going to commit a shield here because I want to pressure their last shield. So I'm over farming again because if they do let this go through, I want to have some stored up energy for the next matchup. They let it go down. This allows me to regain switch advantage. It's a Meganium. I'm only going for Dark Pulse here because I want that last shield. Yes, the shield bait finally works. I bring out my Hypno. I need to get this Shadow Ball off to get this Alolan Marowak out of here. My Hypno is in Frenzy Plant range, which is very scary. Very scary, and they have overfarmed so much. Amazing play. Oh my gosh, my Azumarill. It's not going to get one-shotted by Frenzy Plant. But it's going to hurt really bad. Oh, I remember this match. I have a win condition. My only win condition is to sack swap my Alolan Muck. Switch! No! So I'm going to lose this. I'm going to lose this barely. I have to go for the Dark Pulse, and as you are going to see, it is barely not enough to take it out. Wow. So I lose that match. Oh, so close. My only win condition was to sack swap into the Alolan Muck. Unfortunate. This is a horrible lead for me. The 7th round here is up against Jambabo. So I switch in my Alolan Muck, and they take a while to switch out. Oh my gosh. Bastiodon is an absolute wall. They don't have to shield anything, and they can just commit to... I don't actually know if they can commit to fast move farming me down. Oh my gosh. It's doing so much damage. So they are going to dump their energy here. Dude, my Alolan Muck just got messed up by that thing. Oh no, I do not have the best answer to Bastiodon. Probopass is going to do alright. I'm totally okay eating some damage here. This Flamethrower is going to do hardly anything. But they give up switch advantage right there. I want to get this Rock Slide off. The stupid game did that glitch where I wasn't able to hit excellent on that Rock Slide. That was very unfortunate. I hate when the bubbles just clear away when you're in the middle of your charge move. I absorbed that Rock Slide. This is probably going to be another Rock Slide here. So I will shield this up. Down a shield. We get more lag. And then I missed out on the CMP. That makes no sense. But okay. Going for the Thunder Punch here. Yeah, this was not super great. They still have 2 shields. I do not have an answer to this Bastiodon still. Going for the Shadow Ball. It gets shielded. Absolutely horrible. I'm throwing the Thunderbolt here, trying to get rid of this Bastiodon. They double shield it. And it's an Azumarill in the back. They're going to be able to bubble me down here. That Bastiodon absolutely messed me up. That was crazy. So, they get my last shield here, but this is already game over. So, man, yeah, it was a little laggy on my end. But again, the lag would not have affected the outcome in this match. They definitely had the team comp to steamroll me there. Good first game. Let's see how I adapt. Going with the Toxicroak lead. I'm wondering what moveset they have on their defense Deoxys. I've only seen Rock Slide so far. Okay. This is an interesting matchup here. If they are running Psycho Boost, I am so screwed here. I'm going straight for the Sludge Bomb. Let's see how they want to respond with this. I get a shield. So I will match their shields. It's a Rock Slide. I have not seen their second move yet. Is it Thunderbolt or is it... Okay, they switch out into Hypno. I'm able to switch in my Muck, I think, just barely fast enough to avoid the confusion damage on my Toxicroak, but it was very close. Thunder Punch just chunks away a little bit. I do resist the confusion damage, but it is adding up. Dark Pulse is going to do so much damage. And Alolan Muck has amazing matchups against their team. So I do want to preserve this. The only thing Alolan Muck has to look out for is Bastiodon. I go for an Undercharge, which allows me to farm this Hypno perfectly. Oh my gosh, it's the freaking Bastiodon again. And I do not want to see that thing. So I switch out. Going for the Sludge Bomb on the defense Deoxys. It does connect. They cannot commit to countering me down. I win the CMP tie here. Mud Bomb is barely going to be enough to take out this defense Deoxys. Bastiodon is getting shredded by my Toxicroak. It feels so good to get some payback on that Bastiodon for giving me so many problems last game. My Azumarill can bubble this thing down and get to the Hydro Pump. And so I'm going to be able to take this game. I definitely accounted for this Bastiodon much better in this line of 3. So I'm really building my team around my Alolan Muck here. If they lead Bastiodon, I have 2 things that can answer it. So Alolan Muck is the MVP here. Let's see how this goes. Amazing lead for me. I still don't know if they're running Rock Slide or Thunderbolt or Psycho Boost. They switch in Alolan Marowak, which again is still a very favorable matchup for me. So I'm going to stay in this a little bit. Now I'm going to bring out my Azumarill, hoping to catch this Bone Club here. Beautiful. Really good for me. I'm okay with even eating some shadow balls here. That's fine. Totally fine. They try to bait me with another bone club, but I was not going to shield in this matchup anyways. I just want this. I want to save my shields for my Alolan Muck, because that seems to have really good matchups against their team. Shields are down. I'm going for the Hydro Pump nuke here. Does so much damage. I still have 2 shields, so I will commit one here just to preserve the health. I bring out my Alolan Muck. This is going to be able to take out the Defense Deoxys. Did they bring Bastiodon? What did they bring out in the back? I still don't know. They bring out their Alolan Muck. Or the Alolan Marowak, sorry. I shield up the Bone Club. This is going to be another Bone Club, but it's not going to be enough to take me out, even though it's super effective. In the back is a Azumarill. Dang it, and I panic-clicked the Dark Pulse. Huge misplay. Huge misplay on my part. Oh, man. So now I'm actually getting pretty worried here. I'm bringing out my own Azumarill because I want them to dump their energy, and I want this thing to be in Sludge Bomb range. Okay. They're going to throw this Hydro Pump right here. Does a lot of damage, so I'm going to throw my Hydro Pump in return. We are both heavily overfarmed on energy. I bring in my Toxicroak. I really don't want to get hit by a Hydro Pump. So I believe this was a CMP tie. I barely am able to Mud Bomb down the Azumarill. This is most likely just going to be a Bone Club. And I'm barely able to survive and counter it down. Oh, I go for the Mud Bomb here. I'm not messing around. I'm not taking any chances. Okay, able to take that game. Very good games there, Jambabo. So I was able to go 5-2 in this tournament. Again, against some of like the top competitors in the world. You saw how many ace trainers I battled. It was crazy. This was a lot of fun, and I'm definitely thinking about doing another one of these. So if you would like to participate, make sure to tag me on Twitter or post in the comments here. Thank you all so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to support the channel and be on my Patreon, you can head on over to my Patreon. The link will be down in the description. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.